The United States, a land of vast rivers and sprawling coastlines, has always lived with the threat of floods. From the Mississippi River to the California coast, floods are a recurring force of nature, shaping landscapes and impacting lives. These events, often sudden and devastating, leave behind a trail of destruction, displacing communities and testing the resilience of the American spirit. Understanding the history of floods in the US is crucial to appreciating the ongoing need for effective flood management and disaster preparedness. The 1960s witnessed some of the most catastrophic floods in US history, events that would forever change the nation's approach to flood control. The Ash Wednesday storm of 1962 ravaged the Atlantic coast, causing widespread damage from Florida to New England and highlighting the vulnerability of coastal communities. In 1964, the Pacific Northwest experienced unprecedented flooding due to a series of storms, leading to massive landslides and billions of dollars in damage. These events underscored the need for improved forecasting, evacuation procedures, and infrastructure investments to mitigate the impact of future floods. The decades following the devastating floods of the 1960s saw continued efforts to improve flood management, but major disasters still occurred, serving as stark reminders of the power of nature. The Mississippi River flood of 1973, one of the most extensive floods in US history, inundated thousands of square miles, displacing hundreds of thousands of people. In 1993, the Great Flood once again devastated the Midwest, causing record-breaking river levels and widespread agricultural losses. These events led to advancements in flood forecasting and warning systems, as well as a growing understanding of the need for sustainable land management practices to reduce runoff and mitigate flood risk. Section 4. The New Millennium, a Time of Reckoning. As the 21st century dawned, the United States faced a new reality. A changing climate was exacerbating the risk and severity of floods. Hurricane Katrina in 2005 brought the issue of flood risk to the forefront of national consciousness. The storm surge overwhelmed levees in New Orleans, causing catastrophic flooding and displacing millions. Since then, the US has experienced an increase in extreme rainfall events, leading to more frequent and intense flooding across the country. The 2011 Mississippi River floods, the 2017 Hurricane Harvey flooding in Houston, and the widespread flooding in the Midwest in 2019 highlight the growing challenges posed by a changing climate. Section 5. The Unfinished Battle, Preparing for the Future. As the US confronts the increasing frequency and intensity of floods, the need for comprehensive and forward-thinking flood management strategies has never been greater. This includes investing in resilient infrastructure, improving early warning systems, and promoting sustainable land use practices. Equally important is educating the public about flood risks and preparedness measures. The lessons learned from past floods serve as a reminder that while we cannot control nature, we can mitigate its impacts through preparedness, innovation, and a commitment to protecting lives and property. The task is daunting, but the stakes are too high to ignore. The future of our communities and the well-being of generations to come depend on our ability to adapt to a world where floods are becoming the new normal.